In this video, we're going to focus on how we can create these arbitrary lines here where we can control them, give them color, and control the line thickness. Let's start to look how to add arbitrary lines in a bar chart. So far we have this basic stack bar chart, and what we're going to do is we're going to highlight it with certain lines. By the way, if you want to join our channel, check out the Discord channel as well, where you can put in many questions that you might have. So what we're going to do is we want to highlight it and we're going to put in 3 different lines, a red line, a yellow line, and a green line, indicating that we hit a target or something like that. So how to do that? So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go back to the file where we have drawn the stack bar chart in this case. And then we have here the functional component. So in here, what I want to do is I want to create a custom plugin. So to do this, I have to say here, well, I'm going to put in here, or not even here, I'll just put it here up. We're going to say a constant, and we can give this, our plugin name will be arbitrary lines. Then the ID will be the arbitrary lines. And then we're going to say here, before datasets draw, chart, arcs, and plugin options. Once we did this, we're going to do an object destructuring, going to say constant equals chart. And what we want to do here, ctx, and I guess we can put in here the scales, x and y. And maybe we could do here the chart area, because I want to have the lines. They will be horizontal line from left to right, so we need to have the width of these. So we can say here chart area, and specifically I'll get the width. So once I did that, I can start to work on drawing the line. So I'm going to say ctx.save. And then what we can do here, let's save this first. And what I want to do here is as well load this specific plugin. So how do we load the plugin? I'm going to grab this plugin name, or the constant variable. Then I'm going to say plugins equals curly braces and then an array. The reason why, we could have more than one plugin. Put in the plugin name, which is basically the object. If I save this right now, you can see it works but doesn't do anything yet. So what I'm going to do now is in here, just after the save, I'm going to say ctx.begin path, indicating that we're going to create a new shape independent of anything else. So what I'm going to do here now is ctx.fill, or well, it's a line, so we're going to say stroke style to give it a color. So the color for now, I'll give this green. And then we're going to say a ctx.move to, and the move to will be an x and y coordinate, which would be the very starting point here. I do realize that I'm missing certain values here, so I'm going to say this. I guess even width we don't even need. We just need the coordinates of the left side. That's this side here. And the right side. That's the only coordinate we need. So width is probably not useful, but left and right will be useful. So then we're going to say, where would we like to start? Well, I want to start at the very left side. Here, somewhere, let's say number 12. I want to start, but I want to start on this Y scale line, going all the way to the right side here. So this is the move to, that will give us the starting dot. For this here, for the Y, I need to say Y dot get pixel for the value, and the value that I want to convert into pixel will be number 12. So I'm going to say here 12. Once we did that, I'm going to say ctx.line to, and the line to will give us where would be the connecting point. So basically we go from here, or from 12 here, all the way straight line to the right side. So that's right. And then I'm going to keep the y value consistent because we want to have a straight line. Finally, we're going to say ctx.strokes to draw the line. Save that. Refresh. There we are. We could make the line thicker if that's desirable. You can say here ctx.line width, and that can be maybe 5 pixels. Save. There we are. That looks quite nice. So now we have this here. What I would like to do is have 2 more with different colors. Because of that, I'm going to do the following. I'm going to say here, we can just make a function out of this, so we don't have to repeat everything all the time. So we're going to call this function our arbitrary function, or draw line. Let's call it draw line. And the draw line will have certain parameters that we have to put in there. All right, so let's put this in first. And then here we have to consider, what do we need? I want to have the X starting point, which is this. And then, although I think these, if every line will be straight, this will be consistent. So probably don't need the X starting point for that one. I'll just take it for granted that this will be always same. What we could do is line thickness, color, and then the height or the position where we need to be. So what I'm going to say here, line thickness, comma, but we have another one is a line color, comma, and then we have the I guess the y core, which is the y coordinates. So that will be all replaced afterwards. What I do know is if we copy this right now, we're going to just put in this here, and let's say for this here, I'm just going to say green. We're going to put in this here 5, and then this can be 12. All right. Then I can copy this and maybe just replace all of these. Line color will be this. Line thickness will be there. Save that. Refresh. All right, that looks quite nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this 3 times, and after we're going to soft code this, or not really soft code, give you a better way to adjust it instead of touching the plugin, because this is of course not desirable if your user will touch your plugin. So what I'm going to do is, we can say here, well, let's make an array and let's start to go into here in the scales. I'm going to say comma, I'm going to say plugins, and here I'm going to add up this specific item here, the arbitrary ID, arbitrary lines ID, and then what I can do here is give it a line color. So what I can say here is line color, and the line color is an array, and I'm going to say here green, comma, yellow, comma, red, comma. What we have more is the line thickness. Line thickness, I will assume it will be just a single item here. So we say line thickness, and I'll just say this will be a value, a numeric value of 5 pixels. Then what I'm going to say here, the final one is the position. We can say here line position or y position, something like that. And then I can see here I make a mistake, I need to have a colon. All right, and then here we can just put in the number where I want to have it. For the green one, it will be 12, 8 is yellow, and 4 will be red. So this will be 4. Then we say here 8, and it should be 12. All right, so once we have these, I want to make sure that this is being read here, so it will understand what to do. So first of all, to get into this, we can say here in the CTX, we have to go here into options. So because this options will refer to our options here. Oh, sorry, not even. We don't have to do that. My bad. We already have access to this because of the plugins here. This will understand we have access to the arbitrary line. So what I'm going to say here, let's grab the arbitrary lines, or not even. We're going to say here plugins dot line color. And if I do a console log, you should see here we will have access to this right away. Let's save that, refresh, open up developer tab. You can see here we get an array, we get all the colors. So this works all nicely. So what I can do here is just let's grab this one. Then I'm going to say here for this, we say here for each item, and then I'm going to say here for every color, comma, index. Function arrow expression, and then we're going to put in here to draw the lines. So we know we have 3 colors, so by default it will just loop to whatever the color is. Next, we also know we have the line position. I'm going to grab this line position. How do we do that? Plugins.line position. Say a line position. Alright, let's grab this. But this is an array, so that's why we have the index here as well, so we can borrow that information nicely. And finally here, this is a static number where we can say plugins.line thickness. Put that in there, copy this, put that in here, save that, refresh, and look at that. Although I would not recommend this yellow here, let's make this orange just to make it a bit more easier on the eye. Orange, save. There we are. Look at that. That's just absolutely phenomenal. And that is how we add up a plugin with arbitrary lines.